Last we left off, our party of four, Littlebird, Ivani, Kyrie and Calanthea, had met up in the Gripply town of Basinth. They exchanged words over some wolf jerky that had been made from the wolves slain a few days ago. The party had also re-encountered Erin, the halfling cartographer that Littlebird and Ivani met while sailing to Tria. He showed them a magic book, and Ivani gained knowledge of the cantrip Chill Touch, much to his dismay. Erin had been holding on to this book for a mysterious stranger he met on the road. On closer inspection, it became apparent that the book was actually a grimoire, a book of power that would grant the user instantaneous knowledge and use of a spell. The party also chatted with Bree, the barmaid at the Drunken Boulder where they had been staying, and gained information on something about the merchants that were extorting the town, and was given a piece of cloth with a symbol of a hand with blue flames. The party met with the merchants and helped them with some less than savoury merchandise for safe passage into the black market. And while in the black market, they encountered the Tabaxi 12 Distant Howls, who apparently had presents for Littlebird. And after exchanging these presents for gold, she promptly kicked the group out of her house. And that is where we will return.
My name is Ashley, and I play Littlebird.
Hi, my name is Brew, and I will be playing Kyrie.
Hi, I'm Nyax, and I'll be playing Ivani.
And I'm the kind of easily enough DM, Rob. And welcome to the Homebrew. As you leave Five's house, you make your way through some of the dingy back alleys. You can see like a couple of people laying on the floor asleep in the mud. There's like ragged cloths kind of draped between buildings that some of them have got bits of rubble on, or some of them are just almost look like they were put out to dry ages ago and just forgot about and has now became a part of the scenery. But the closer to the center of the black market you get, the less obvious this kind of stuff is. It seems to be all that kind of stuff was like tucked in the back. But as you come into like the big open area where the black market is, and you see all the lights again, and you hear the chatter of people, one market catches your eye just across from where you are. And you can see it's got like a old wood kind of propped up in like a market stall thing attached to the back of a house that's like got a faint blue glow to it, almost to try and like lure you in. And on closer inspection you can actually see the same symbol of the hand that you received on the cloth from the barmaid, kind of small but, you know, evident enough, etched into one of the pillars of wood.
Right. So, yeah, I go back to the other two, or like, I guess they might have been walking with me, but I say to them, I found the symbol. It's right over there, and sort of point to it. Any idea what we might find in this shop?
Right, I will try to take the little napkin with the symbol out of Ivani's hands here. I didn't really get a good enough look at this before. Where are you seeing this symbol?
Is that a question to me or to Ivani?
Both, because...
Okay, Ivani would have seen this symbol where you guys are now, maybe like 3 stalls down, kind of small, maybe like 50 pence piece sized, scratched into the side of a wooden strut holding up the roof of a little market.
And was it near a shop, or was it like in the shop?
It was scratched onto the pillar supporting the roof of the shop.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like a house. You know how you have conservatories?
Yeah.
It's like that, but imagine no windows. Instead, it's just like wooden struts holding it up. And then the walls are... where the glass would be is like a veil of shimmering blue. very dull blue, but like upon closer inspection, it does slightly shimmer.
And this shop, would I know what it sells if I look at it?
You can't see inside when you look in it. All you can see is the shimmering blue.
So, from what I can pick up, the barkeep said that this napkin is related to those people who came into town and have taken us here. So, maybe it's their own hideout in the black market, I can assume.
Or it could be who they work for.
Regardless, we've been scammed. Bert took my money and spent it, so I need
Sorry.
it back. Anyone with me?
I'm just gonna say telepathically, you saved my life, so I owe you. So I'm with you.
I'm not too fond myself of getting into too much trouble, but I think it's appropriate this time.
So I would take initiative and walk towards the
I'm
building.
gonna, I just want to say I'm gonna follow, like, maybe 4 foot behind Kyrie. And keep a hand on. Oh, I guess a hand on my Capesh.
Yeah. Is that like on your side now, or are you just kind of clutching it?
I think I would have replaced my short sword with it.
Okay.
And have like it, sheathed at my side, or as sheathed as I could.
Yeah.
I was just ready.
Oh,
So
I'm still playing on my shamisen.
Oh,
Still
you're
playing
still
music.
playing as shaman.
Yeah, the entire time. Yep. Trying
As-
to calm down my own nerves because, yeah, in session 1 we did have a little bit of
a little bit of an
encounter.
upset.
Yeah.
As you approach this shimmering blue, Ivani for the second time, the rest of you for the first time, you can't see anything, but you hear like shuffling on the other side of it, like someone is shuffling around on the inside looking for something.
Who goes there? Show yourself.
I will not show myself for you. Who are you? What do you want?
My name is Kyrie. I'm after a debt which was bestowed upon me for lies and deceit.
That's the black market, baby.
Seems right.
Tell me one reason why I shouldn't come here and unveil yourself right now.
You can't. I'm protected by magic.
What? Are you insane?
The
I
walls, they're
just like
made
to
of
try-
magic.
I'd just like to try and walk in.
Okay, take 1d4 damage. And you get pushed
Nice.
back.
Whoa, rat.
Does he fall over or just?
3 damage.
You get like actually pushed backwards and knocked on your ass. And like blue static kind of goes around the area that you tried walking in on. And you hear him go, I told you. We're smart around here. Black market, baby. It'll get you. I take it you like this person.
I do. Okay, different tactic. I take the napkin with the symbol and I show it to him. I sort of walk up and hold it out to him, and I say, "Do you know this by chance? Do you recognize this?"
Ah, you've been touched by him.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
You've been touched by him, haven't you?
I suppose.
You've seen this symbol before, haven't you? Specifically, you. One in the mask.
I suppose. So you
Not
you
sure
do
if
know
you're
this?
playing an idiot or if you actually are. I can tell you've been touched by him.
I mean, if you wouldn't be so cryptic, then yes. Anyway, thank you for at least replying. Can you tell me more about this?
The symbol means many things to many people. It means knowledge, it means wisdom, and it means power.
Peculiar. I would like to make a insight check
Yeah, roll a
to see if
d5.
he's really saying what he means. Let's see. Oh damn, that would be 18.
He seems to be telling the truth. You have seen the
Hmm.
symbol before.
I guess I turn around to the other two. Do you know what he means by all of this?
Gotta shrug. Like, I don't fucking know.
I can sense that he has touched you.
Gonna say
Recently,
telepathically
too.
that I do not like the way he's wording this.
um. Alright then.
I'm just on the floor, dusting myself off. I'll probably just reply like, "Of course not." At least he doesn't even fight. He doesn't even fight. He doesn't even face me like a man. He's just sat by there.
I need not face you like a man when
What?
he has blessed me with magic.
What? What man? What are you looking for?
The man, he holds many things. He aids many people.
Big hand.
So you're saying that this man, this life-size man, is hiding inside your drawers?
Larger
inside...
than life. Many people worship him.
Is there anything? Is there anyone insane? Well, there's a.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Clearly is, but is there anyone sane in our vicinity? Is there anybody
I am
mentally?
sane.
Shut up, please. Not anywhere fucking near it.
Unfortunately, when Bane blessed me with the knowledge to cast these walls, he took a part of my mind as payment for casting it a little too often. Now I hide and do business with ne'er-do-wells.
I would just like to use lay on hands on myself to just bring myself back up to full HP.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm leaving too.
We're just
He
gonna
did give
follow
you
him,
the
right?
name.
Yeah, he did. I do write that down in my notebook. That's true.
I mean, are you not going to write that in your IRL notebook? Like,
They're both the same, Sin.
oh.
Is the
I
name
like-
of the man? Is that his name?
No.
The
He
man.
referred to him
Yeah.
as the man, and then he said when Bane had touched him, he was blessed with power.
Okay. I get it. I understand. I was too busy dusting myself off on the floor to really give a shit. Right, I'm gonna start walking away. Probably just out of the black market. Lost of hope. I'm never gonna get the money back.
As you're walking away, you hear him say, I will leave via the main exit unless you have a spare, say, 150 gold. If you're looking for a way out, for a single gold piece, I can tell you.
Can I like roll insight?
Yeah.
To see if he's like telling me, oh, I've got -1 insight. This is gonna be great.
Oh, yeah.
Roll a
Yes.
nat 20.
Doesn't sound like a nat 20.
Not 20.
Was it actually? Sure
Heroic.
enough, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. I'm gonna like
Single gold piece.
I'm gonna bump the little bit and throw a gold piece in.
Do you have?
I've got
You don't have
I've
any
got Kyrie's money.
Okay. You go throw a gold
okay.
piece at the
I'm
old
gonna
man.
just say telepathically to Kyrie. Are you sure?
You've already spent enough of my money as it is. You might as well spend more.
Gonna shrug and flick a coin at the wall.
Sure enough, you flick a coin at the wall, and the wall opens up for a brief second, just in the area where the coin was being flicked in from, and you can see a lot of candles lighting a room in the background, but you can't make out any discerning features of the old man. And as soon as the coin passes through, just it closes again, and you hear for a moment just. And then you hear him like, "Yes, that's gold, all right."
Oh, yeah.
You'd be surprised the kind of things that happen here in the black market.
Right, we
But
paid you.
the fee has been paid. And you see as a door in his house kind of slowly opens up, and he goes, "Quickly now, enter the room."
Kyrie, you go first. I believe in you.
Are you insane? Did you see what happened to me last time?
There is no
I
wall here.
believe
It's just
in
a
you.
door at the side that is just a wooden door that is.
I would
opened
just
up.
like to like walk through like, do you know when you're like putting your foot in like a hot bath?
Yeah, well, you're like.
Yeah, like,
Tapping around.
"Oof."
Carrie's doing like with her arm. Eventually walks through, stumbles in.
Yeah, as you enter, it's just a dimly lit like corridor with two doors. One is the door you entered, and the other is a big slabbed wooden door with a couple of runes carved into it. And at the end of the hallway's a bookshelf with a lot of rotted and musty books. Some of them have got burn marks on them and stuff. "Are your
Books,
friends
you say?
joining?" You hear from the other side of the
Yeah, I'll
door.
follow.
"Are your friends coming or not?
I do
I
follow.
would really hate for them to be robbed."
Yeah, sure. I'll follow.
Yeah, as you all enter, the door closes behind you. And you hear him go, "Don't be alarmed. I have to keep out certain types of this hallway. Now, in front of you is a bookshelf. Simply slide the bookshelf to the left and then forward, and it will reveal a tunnel to lead you out. I dug the tunnel with my own hands." "That's
Okay,
a lie! I built my house on the side of an old mining outcrop. Don't tell anyone."
I slide
Okay.
the bookshelf to the right, not the left.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
There's just a
I just
solid
had to
wall
check.
behind it.
Very smart.
Well, listen
Okay.
here, you fuck! I gave you very, very specific instructions. Now you have to give me another gold.
Why am I the only one who have to pay?
No, I give one of my gold pieces.
Go!
You see as a long gnarled finger kind of comes out from underneath the doorframe and like scrapes it back, and you hear like a. "Yes, that's gold."
I would see that Avani handed over a gold, meaning that I didn't have to hand over all my gold, and I would be moderately enraged.
Look, you voluntarily gave it to Little Bird,
Can
which
you
is
get
fine.
the fuck out of my hallway now?
No, little man, you can sit in here, wait here for Bane, the man, whoever the fuck it is.
The man
I've got matters to
knows
settle.
not
Shut the
when
fuck
to
up.
meet him,
I've
but
got
purely
matters to
when he
settle
wants.
here.
To the left and forward.
Little bird, I thought you trusted Avani. They've kept money from you.
It's my money.
Instructions. What do you mean?
Okay, I slide the bookshelf to the left.
God, we're all so stupid.
And forward.
And I would like to check out the books themselves. Are they interesting?
I would just push past and push it forward.
Most of them are like old worn books with no discernible features. There's one on like the history of the Great Empire, which seems to be mostly faded, apart from like a couple of pages that are saying like, "Oh, in 1000 blah blah blah, we won a war against a group of lizard folk," and stuff like that. It's just a general history book.
Yeah, okay, I walk past.
Okay, as you push the bookshelf forward, you see an incantation ring filled with runes start to glow and appear, and the bookshelf just drops into the floor and reveals a big mining cavern. If I can direct you all to my stream, I would like to show you what the cavern looks like. Y'all are here.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
So this is the bookshelf that's just dropped out. These
Is it,
aren't bookshelves, these are doorways.
I would assume so, yes.
I turned them all to the right now. Is it dark in there? Can we tell if it is dark or light or?
There's a couple of torches which don't seem to be lit by fire. It's more like someone has trapped dancing lights within a small radius of a piece of wood. So there's
Oh.
a couple of areas that are like vaguely lit up, but the center of the room
Oh,
seems
In
relatively
that
dark.
case, I would. Yeah, and in that case, I would like to cast dancing lights to further lighten the room.
Yeah, easily enough. Foop, 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 foop. 5 lights come out of your hand and illuminate the room that you're in at the moment.
I just like the tut and then bring out a torch
Very
from my
nice.
explorer's pack and just light it. I'm just gonna stroll straight into the room.
I was just
look
gonna say, I
around
was
a
gonna
bit.
say telepathically to the pair of them, just like, how the fuck do we get out of here?
Before you hear like a rumbling and the bookshelf starts to raise up slowly, and you hear, "There's an exit, I promise!"
Great! Where?
Find
Okay.
it. I don't leave my house! The door closes. So in the room
I guess-
itself, apart
Hmm.
from the torches and now Ivani's dancing lights which are illuminating the area, there's the room that you're in itself seems quite damp. The floor's got a bit of water on it. Water's dripping from the roof and causing a couple of puddles. There's moss growing along the walls and stuff. But you can see 3 like almost like holes that have been just broken through the wall. One of them's got a lot of moss that kind of wraps around into it. One of them seems to hit another wall as soon as you look at it, and the other one just seems to... You can see another light kind of shining into the hallway that it's looking at.
I'd like to just walk into the room and like sort of peer my way into like the left hallway, just to see if there's anything of use in there.
Okay, so you peer into the... make a perception check.
Okay,
I would like to eat a beef jerky.
18.
Sure enough, you eat a beef jerky.
Nice.
It seems to be unlit, and the moss continues all the way along the walls. You can't actually see any... Wait, do you have dark vision?
No,
Oh,
I would
yeah,
like to throw a torch in the middle of it.
Yeah, you throw your torch in through this hallway here. Kind of arches and comes back down and lands in the doorway in a wet splash. And you kind of hear it fizzling and
Oh.
going out. But from where the torch is thrown, you can see that all the walls are covered in like a damp moss. The floor is covered in it. Seems quite thick and spongy.
As I say, Kari, throw a torch and fuck it. Just gonna roll my eyes, pull one out of my bag and light one and go for the up hallway.
Okay.
Just walk towards it and see what's on.
The top hallway, it just seems to be a very short hallway. You can see the entrance to another room in there. The room seems lit.
I'm gonna go in then.
You're going in on your own?
Whatever, sure.
Oh no, I follow the little bird.
Okay.
Make sure he's alright.
You reach a small, long room. It looks like there's a couple of tables and such along here, a couple of rotted wooden chairs and stuff, and shelves on the wall. This looked like it'd be where they ate.
I would purposefully move my own dancing lights with us so that
Yeah.
we can see the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd assume as much.
I'm gonna double back and try and go down the right hallway and see what's down there as well.
Yeah.
Wanna get
The
some-
right hallway just seems to be a long, dimly lit with actual torches. They're not lit per se, but like they have embers on them, kind of just slightly illuminating around them. It just seems to be a long, snaking hallway.
Torches seems promising. Maybe we should follow that way.
shrug and push my way into the room.
You
I
do.
would just like to follow them both, but slowly sludging in the water, just going, ew, ew.
Well, it's not as wet along here. It seems that the cavern is built kind of lopsided, so a lot of the water kind of flows into the rooms on the left rather than the rooms on the right.
Okay, I would just like to like skip between the puddles, sort of thing. Like, I
Yep.
do not want to touch them.
Make a dexterity save.
I can if you want.
You fall face
Athletic.
first into a puddle.
Athletics.
So you enter a rather large room. This one looks to have a lot of rotted barrels, and you can see a couple of like bugs crawling across on them, eating at the rotten wood. There's like old shovels where the wood's kind of falling apart, but the metal head on it seems okay, albeit a bit rusted. There's some pickaxes and stuff. On the left side of the room, there are like what looked to be a barrel of water that has since gone very, very stagnant and awful, and a barrel of rotted grains.
Right.
Can we
It
tell
does
how
old
not
this
smell
is?
pleasant in this cave.
I'm just gonna carry on, honestly.
Okay.
Into the next hallway and then into the next room.
It's just a small room with a single bed in it. The straw all seems to have turned into this disgusting, moldy sludge. It's been in there that long and it's very waterlogged. It seems rats or mice have kind of gnawed away at the blanket and stuff. There's not a whole
Is this
lot
a
in here.
dead end?
Mhm.
Is this a dead end?
Yeah, there are no doors in this room, apart from the
double
one you
back
came
then.
in from.
Double back.
Yeah,
How are you
Go
doubling
back.
back?
Double back, like literally back to the start and go back up to the top hallway.
I would like to go to the left instead. Just see what's up with the torch that we threw in. Is it like out or?
Yeah, the torch has
'Cause it
fizzled
was
out
in a-
now. But if
okay.
you're going in there, your dancing lights will also go in there.
Yeah, I would like to check this out. Check out the left side.
Yeah, as you enter the room, you come across it's just all the walls are like thick, probably like up to your ankles in moss and stuff like that.
My ankles? That's really high.
Yeah, you got really big feet, but because you've got dancing lights, you can discern a couple, like 3 light, like pale greenish roots kind of coming up from one corner.
I can see pretty good in dim light, so I guess I would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
clear
you see-
vision of everything.
Yeah. Well, this is, yeah. Because of your dancing lights, you can see perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Apart from it being very, very, very moss-ridden, and it seems the moss has like completely destroyed everything in there. Like there are lumps and bumps where, like, there may have been a chest or something, but the moss has completely covered it. The torches, there are like bumps on the walls where the moss has covered those. But apart from moss and the 3 roots in the corner, you can't really make anything out.
Yeah, okay, I go back then to the top side.
Alright.
Go back into the room with the tables and then go in again.
Yep.
To the other door.
So this door kind of widens up a bit as you enter it. It's kind of damp. There's like a couple of different types of moss on the walls and some roots kind of protruding in through cracks and stuff like that. But you can see that the hallway that you're in now, it goes up and veers to the left slightly, and then there's another door almost directly to your right as you come in. Or what was once a door that seems to have rotted
I
away.
want to peek my head into that room then, and see if there's another door.
Which room?
The one right next to me.
Again, it's a very big open room. The center is, even with your dark vision, like, there's not a whole lot going on in here. There's a couple of tables. Again, strangely, a couple of torches with embers. These ones look a bit more recent, but not like super, super recent.
Do I see another door?
You see one on the far right upper side of it, but all the torches seem to have been snuffed out.
I'm going to duck back then and go follow the hallway around to the left.
Okay.
Just see what's up there.
Is everyone following, or you're waiting here? Or...
I'm waiting by the door, just the large room, trying to see if there's anything in there.
I'm just going to follow apprehensively behind a little bit.
All right. As you push into the room, you can see like a bundle of cloth in the corner, which doesn't look to be like ridden or eaten or anything. It looks to be relatively decent cloth. There's a couple of small holes in the room itself, amongst some other things. But towards, as you'd enter the room, on the right-hand side, almost in the center of the wall, there is like a book open with like quite a few pages missing from it.
I'm going to telepathically talk to Ovani and say, come up here, we might have found something.
I'm not gonna get used to that voice in my head. Yeah, I follow with them.
And then I'm going to go up to the bundle of cloth and try and poke it.
Okay, I'd like you all to roll initiative.
Bastard. I fucking knew it. Fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Uh,
At least I'm here.
Yeah, that's why I decided this for you. Ah, that's a
Six.
4. I rolled
Six.
a 1. My first roll is a fucking... Oh, hang on. I rolled the wrong dice.
What the fuck did you roll?
D12.
A D1. Oh, that's a 12. Okay, that's better. I rolled a D1 and got a 1, so I think that's pretty alright.
Nice.
First is Ovani. What would you like to attack?
So I see a bed and a bed next to me. Like close to me.
You do
Yes.
see a bat and a bat next to you. You are correct.
Yes. Okay. Seeing these two beds, I assume that they're hostile, and I'm going to attack them.
I mean, they wouldn't be enemies if they weren't. Like, sorry, bud, but
No, they're friendly. They're friendly. Okay. I'm going to use Firebolt on number 4.
right. You want to attack number 4, correct?
Correct.
That is bat number 1 on my initiative tracker. Okay. And
Good
you
for
want to
you.
cast Firebolt, yeah?
Yes. I want to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Roll for your attack.
Yes. 1 sec.
I rolled a yes. Oh wait, I'm using a magic 8 ball.
Let's try again
Try
later.
again later. Hive mine.
15 for the
you
attack.
hit.
I do hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then for damage, that would be 9 damage.
You kill it. You charge up your firebolt in your hand as it swirls around, and you loose it, and this little bat is just gets toasted. Just
Oh god,
flops onto this hard floor.
Oh god, the smell. Oh.
Yeah, it
dinner.
does not smell
Ooh.
pleasant.
Yep. So I would like to, I guess, move to number 1.
How about do you want to move to it? Do you want to go up and across? Or...
Yeah, just to the right of it.
So here.
Yeah, that's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So with that, I'm just going to like ready up myself with my shamisen, with my pointy stick.
I forgot you got the fucking shamisen as a weapon. Alright.
Yep,
Alright.
that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Next is Giant Rat number 2. So the Giant Rat, after seeing Ovani just roast this little bat alive, is gonna run up and go and attack you. Roll. That's a 10, so that doesn't hit. It goes to bite at your fucking like calf, but you move out the way because you were readying yourself up. You just kind of step back, and then it kind of skulks backwards a bit. Next is Bat 3, which is the one that you're looking at, so I don't need to move it because it's going to attack you for bite. That's a 14. Does that hit?
I guess it
Ovani?
does.
Okay,
Yeah.
you take 1 damage. It's 1d1. So
So it's what?
Yes, it hurts.
it kind of swoops down and nips you on the back of the head.
I look very angrily at it.
Okay. It notices your anger, and while you're focusing on the rat, Giant Rat 3, that one's going to go to attack Kyrie. It's going to and go for another bite, which is 19.
Yeah, that hits because I don't have my shield ready.
Alright, and then 1d4. That does 4 damage.
Very cool.
It kind of snaps and like catches you right on your ankle.
Oof, ouch.
Then it's Little Bird's turn.
Woo! I'm gonna fucking
Little bit.
attack the thing next to me.
The
This thing.
cultist. Okay.
I fucking get the capesh out
Yeah.
and just start swinging.
Okay.
It hits.
What did you roll?
24.
Oh yeah, that hits.
It's 19 plus 5.
Jesus.
Jeez.
So it's a d8 plus 5.
What?
Yeah! Because it's my scythe, I get plus dex and plus wisdom.
I think I may have gave you your scythe too early.
I think.
I get I also get that to my armor because I don't wear armor. I get plus dex plus wisdom, so my armor is currently 15 because I'm not wearing armor.
Wait,
What,
aren't
your
you?
AC?
Yeah, my AC is 10 plus dex plus wisdom.
But aren't you supposed to like bond with it?
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't
you have
bonded
to
with
bond
it.
with
Fuck.
your capesh. So
So
it's
it's just
a
plus
normal
dex.
attack. So your
Ah.
attack would be what?
D8 plus dex, which is 3.
Okay, so you did 3 damage.
Oh no,
yeah?
sorry, it's 7.
What?
7 damage.
This massive cloth stands up and pulls out a scimitar from like behind its back, and as it kind of stands up and pulls out a scimitar, you just straight down into its shoulder and like carve into its shoulder, and then pull out your capesh like just straight out of the wound, and it kind of reels back, and the cultist like hits the back wall and is kind of like steadying himself on the wall and stuff. His left arm is now limp, and he's holding a scythe in the other one. And he's staring at you very angrily. Kyrie, your turn.
I give him a squawk.
I would imagine that Kyrie is not very happy with the rat watcher's bit of time. Little choppy chop with the long sword, with the shield now pulled out.
So, pulling out your shield would be your bonus action, and then attacking main action. Got you.
Right, roll to hit, crit.
What is it?
Rolled a d20, so that's a crit.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
but I mean, what's it total?
Strength modifier 2, 22.
You
Uh,
what?
Well, 4 because it's proficiency.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I need to write that down.
And then it's
This-
and then you roll your damage, which is I think it's D6.
It's
Yeah.
d10.
Wow, fair enough.
It's a long sword.
The rat that nipped at your heel kind of goes for another one, and you.
Okay, I need to roll a damage, sorry. 18.
So this rat goes to nip at your kneecap, and as it jumps up, you like swing to the side and just cleave this giant rat completely in half, like mouth to anus, and bang your sword against the wall. And just your sword starts vibrating as the blood is like splattering everywhere off it, like against the wall, and the rat just flops on the floor, bleeding out, almost like you've just cut a baguette in half.
Does it smell like a baguette?
It does not smell like a baguette. There is
Just
intestines
cooked French
and
bread.
shit everywhere.
Kyrie's just standing there and like in a bonus action where she's like pulling out her shield and stuff. She's just pleased, to be honest. She thinks she's back in the ring, like the crowd's chanting her name. She's just standing there in glory, like.
Next is Bat 2. So, Bat go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it's going to attack Ashley.
Oh, thank you.
It rolled a 14.
Miss.
Alright. Bat miss. It swoops down, you kind of show it that you're the alpha fucking aviator. Kind
Aviator?
of, yeah.
That's the wrong
It
word.
kind of swoops and flies away again.
You sure
Now-
that you're alpha pair of glasses?
Yeah.
and then it moves back down a little bit to try and get out of the way. Now it's the cultist's turn. And boy, Ashley, the cultist is not happy that you just fucking made one of his arms redundant.
Well, he shouldn't have joined a cult.
1, 2, 3. he's gonna like dart around behind you. He's gonna like go to cleave up along your spine with his scimitar like he's filleting a fish.
But I'm a bird.
Oh.
I'm not a fish.
It's
So he rolled a 22.
Hang on, let me just check. I think that hits.
And how much is that? He did 6 damage.
Okay, that's fine.
6.
So you're at 3. So he darts around behind you, and as he like goes to stop himself, he just swings this scimitar upwards and just carves, not on your spine, more like to the right of it, from like where your hip is up to your shoulder blade, and the blood that kind of was on the wound kind of splatters against the roof and drips onto the floor. And he kind of sits there smirking at himself, looking at the damage he's done. And then
Isn't technically Little Bird flanked?
Yeah, but they don't have pack tactics, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It's only
So
certain
5, 10, 15,
creatures that
20.
do get it, so like the wolves and stuff get pack
25,
tactics, so they
30.
get advantage.
So they do get it, wolves.
Wolves do, yeah.
The cultist, after doing it, he's gonna like back off.
I would like to turn to face him and make sure that he knows I'm fucking coming.
Okay, sure enough.
I mean,
Just wanna
attack
keep
of
an eye on him and
opportunity.
stare him directly in the eye.
You animate, teleporting behind him. Sure enough, you turn around and look at him.
Just stare at him in the eye.
He did move out of your attack range, so.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. He didn't disengage, so I get an attack of opportunity. 6. I rolled a nat 1.
Ouch.
Yeah, as you go to swing around to attack him as he's behind you, the pain kind of sends hot shooting pains all down your weapon arm, and you kind of stumble a bit and miss as he's backing off. Ivani, it's your turn.
It is my turn. Alright, so I see the little bird dying.
Can I speak as a free action?
Yeah.
I just want to say to the pair of them, that one's mine, like telepathically.
Okay. Sure enough, Avani does not attack number 6, but he does attack number 5. He ignores number 1, because little
Number
bird
5
needs
is a
help.
bat. But, yeah.
I do it anyway, just, you know.
Okay, so
Amazing, right next to me.
You can get 1, 2, I mean 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get just up to it.
Oh no, I want to attack him, but with a spell, not melee.
Okay.
So yeah, from a distance.
Are you going to be at
120.
risk of hitting Ashley here?
No,
No.
I can
It's a firebolt, probably.
Oh,
My firebolt can do 120 feet, so that should be
yeah,
an
that
average.
should hit.
Let me just roll.
I see.
It's a 9.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. You kind of go to, as flashy as you did for the last one, fire a firebolt at it, but it kind of goes like this and like swerves around because the bat that's in front of you kind of goes beep, beep, and flutters in your eyes as you're firing it, and it just goes flies off against a wall.
Ouch.
It was very close to hitting Ashley. Next is Giant Rat 2. That one is going to come up and go for Avani again. 5, 10. That's a 10, so that misses. Goes to nip at your ankles, misses again. It gets fed up and starts making its way towards Kyrie. Then it is Bat 3, which is in front of you, which is also going to try to attack you. This time it rolled 13, so that also misses. It goes to bite you again, but for some unknown reason, gets a little scared and flutters backwards again. It's going to actually disengage from you.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
still attack it. So let me do that. That would be, let me see. 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. Okay. That would be, I think, 5 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
5
kills
damage.
it. So as it goes to back away, scared of you, you notice and you kind of play like the beginning of a little tune to like distract it. And then while the bat's backing away, you lunge forward and like skewer it on the sharpened end of your shamisen, and then go back to playing your little tune.
And if I, when I hit him, it plays C sharp notes. Get it? C sharp.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Nice.
Right, next is Little Bird's turn.
I'm going to look directly at the cultist, like dead in the eye, and I'm going to say in Auron, as I go to attack him, Raven Queen accepts this wretched soul.
as you scream it kind of echoes around the cavern.
14? Yeah, I'm going to go up to him. I'm
Right?
going to say it as I'm walking to him.
Yeah, 14 hits.
10 damage.
As you're walking up, he kind of gets a little bit startled by the fact you just screamed in awe, and as he's like wild-eyed and looking around, you take this opportunity, kind of trying to harden yourself against the pain that you've got all throughout your back and lower right leg now, and just bring your sword down again in the same spot that you hit him before and carve it all the way down, and his left side and left arm kind of flops over limp, and it takes him a second, and he kind of looks and then wobbles and just collapses on the ground as guts and such start to slowly pour out from the impact of him falling on the floor.
Can I kick him in the head when he's down?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'll let you kick him in the head. Roll
Asshole.
d20 for kicking him in the head.
I don't... Oh, that's a 17.
Natural one.
That's a 17 without any bonus.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
hits.
Yeah.
You kind of get your clawy foot, kick him, and one of your claws gets stuck in his eye as you kick him, but the momentum's already there, and it follows through and just tears it out and gashes across the upside of his head.
Very unhappy about being attacked.
Right, next is Kyrie.
I heard and understood what Little Bird said, but
What? Oh yeah, you
because it's
understand.
Oren. But I'm just gonna try and run around the back of that giant rat, and
This
then
one?
just slash at it. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sure enough. Like that, 5, 10, 50, 20, 25. Yeah. And you're gonna try slashing at the back of it?
Yeah.
With your longsword?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, with a shield.
Oh, mate. Just jump up and fucking Batista bomb it, shield in
16.
hand. Yeah,
Got
that
like a
hits.
baguette.
Just pancake.
Squash it like you would a baguette.
Exactly.
10, 8 plus strength, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sprint around the side of it, and as you're running around, you kind of hold your sword backhand style and put the pommel of the sword in your other hand and kind of carve along it as you're running around it. Flip your sword around and then bring it down on the back half of it. So you've essentially done a carve all the way around the left side of it, and then one directly down on it, and the rat just dies.
Very nice.
Then it's Bat-Two's turn. Unfortunately, it's in a cave. It's got nowhere to go, but it's going to try making its way towards the exit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
It's close.
He is close. Next is Ivani's turn.
Wait. Little Bird could have attacked because of the attack of opportunity.
No, he wasn't in combat.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't? Oh, okay. I thought he was.
wasn't, like, actively fighting me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He tried, but then he failed and ran away.
Yeah.
Right. So, my turn.
Yes.
Yes. I walk up to it, and I hit it with my sharp stick.
You're going to go for another sharp stick kill.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Roll for that.
Well,
Oh.
19.
Oh, yeah. Sure enough, you hit it. Roll damage.
No. I'm rolling good today, I'm not sure why. It's pretty good. 5
How do you
damage.
want to do this?
I sort of walk up to it while playing a very epic tale with my shaman, and at the sort of climax of the song, I stab it in the head.
Yeah, sure enough, you start playing this epic ballad and kind of singing in common your own achievements. And this bat, which is frantically fluttering around against this wall, trying to get out, but knowing that its entrances are blocked off, kind of goes to swoop past you, and as it does, you just straight in its head, and it flops limp. You now have 2 bats skewered on the end of your shamisen.
Perfect. And with that, I make a little sort of bow, and I imitate the sort of prayer that Little Bird usually does when he kills things.
Ah, okay.
I remember, yeah.
It's in, like, broken Orin. It's like when you hear a word in a foreign language you don't know, so you try and, like, repeat it, so you just repeat the
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, that was your first encounter.
You said I have 2 beds on my
Yeah,
shamisen?
on the end of your shamisen, you have 2 bats.
Yeah, I take them off of it.
Yeah, you just kind of shake your shamisen, noticing that they're not coming off, and instead grab it by the base and just fling it upwards, and these 2 bats just splat against this wall and kind of like flop down onto the floor, bleeding and
I'll
dead.
crouch down and just wipe off my sword on the fucking cultist robes.
Yeah.
Not happy.
Yeah, maybe we should heal you up.
I'm just gonna look at my back like, is it bad?
From halfway up your shoulder blade to about where your hip starts on your left hand side, there's a relatively deep cut going all the way up.
Ooh. I'm gonna try and poke it. Does it hurt?
Yeah, take 1 damage.
Oh, fuck. Well, that one too. There's not much I can do there. I mean, I don't have any sort of healing, so I guess I'm just gonna deal with it.
I mean, turn to Kyrie and I say, Dear Kyrie, could you help our little bird? This is more your special.
Little bird, do you need my healing?
I'm gonna say telepathically, please God it hurts.
Not for Avani, but for little bird. I'll put out my hand.
I'm just gonna go put my face into Kyrie's hand.
Sit their chin in Kyrie's hand as a
Aw.
warm glow kind of
You get
goes down the throat. and
you
onto
get
the
2 health, I think, because I used 3 on myself earlier.
Okay, well I'm back to 4.
You would have been at 5 if you didn't go, fatal wound, let me poke it.
Why didn't know if it hurt?
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah, apparently it hurt.
Right, anyways, I'm gonna open the chest what's right next to me.
It's got a padlock on it, but it's kind of rusted. The chest
just-
itself
Beat it off.
is...
You're gonna beat it off.
Yeah.
I'd like you all to roll initiative. I'm joking.
Yeah,
It's the
one of
mimic!
the-
Surprise!
Mimic.
No,
I push Kyrie in the mimic and run. No.
it's an old, like, rotted wooden chest with a fairly big padlock on it, but as you grab the top of it and go to open it, the wood from the top just kind of falls apart, so the lock is useless. Inside, you find 2 healing roots. They're a root which you chew, which restores 1d4 of health. So I'd like you to add that to your inventory. 3 silver pieces, and there's a broken shovel. You can take that if you really want to. But...
Great, I'll add it to my trowel collection.
I would like to go to the cultist and see if there's anything on him or her.
How much silver? Sorry?
3. As you make your way up to the cultist, you kind of peel back the robes. They've got a mask on, which has the same, like, black handprint on it. It's a purely white mask with, like, a burnt black handprint on it. Their body, like, it's warmer than you'd expect for a corpse.
I mean, it's
And-
just been killed.
Yeah, as you find a single gold, like 3 pages, like torn out pages of a book.
I was about to say, can I go and grab the book off the thing?
Yeah, and as you start to rummage deeper and deeper, the body just catches alight and begins burning until it's nothing more than ash.
I would, if I see that happen, I would like to take the mask off of him. If that's possible.
As you go to take the mask off, you kind of pull the mask back, and you see like a thick black sludge that's kind of like stuck it to the face of the person. And you're pulling and pulling as the flames are slowly getting more and more intense. And just as you finish tearing off this mask with bits of flesh and stuff still like stuck to the inside of it, the body just burns to cinders.
So now I have a very dirty mask. Lovely.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise putting it near anything that you don't want stuck to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna use prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation?
Yes, to just clean it up a little bit at least.
Yeah, you use prestidigitation, it kind of gets rid of some of the flesh that's on there.
Lovely. Okay, is there anything else in the room? There was the bookshelf or something with the book?
Yeah, that's the book which Ashley was going to start looting. So as you approach it, seems to be pretty bog standard. There's almost like a gold sew-in along the spine of it, but most of the pages are torn out. It seems like the pages that Kyrie had match this book, but a lot of the pages are missing. So say a book 1/8 full.
Oh, good.
Okay. And I assume we would have looked at the pages that were
The
torn.
Yeah, I'm
pages
just trying
are
to
all-
read them.
Yeah.
They're all blank. But as you kind of get closer to Little Bird, the pages kind of glimmer along the tear with a faint, like, light blue. And the spine of the book begins to glimmer a faint light blue.
Magic.
I really don't know what to do. I'm just going to hand the book over to Ovani.
Yeah, I look at the book and I would like to make a Arcana check.
Okay,
Oh, natural 20.
nice. As you pick up the book, the torn pages, the blue glimmer on them kind of gets more intense, and they stick back into the book, and the tear mark seems to just slowly erase itself as the pages reattach themselves into the book. You now have a book 2/8 full.
Oh.
Your Arcana check, apart from what you just saw, it doesn't seem to ring any bells. Apart from the spine seems very similar to the spine of the book that Erin showed you.
Oh no.
Not the grimoire, the one he showed you in his books, like the one
Oh,
he had
okay.
drawings of.
Yeah. I'm not very comfortable with magical books now, I must say.
I don't really know what to do here, but I mean, I'm gonna have a look around, see if we can loot with everything, and if we have, then I'm gonna just make my way out.
There was, after rummaging through the bats and the charred remains of the cultists and stuff, you find another like 3 copper that was just kind of strewn about. They're very damaged and beaten up, so you're not sure if places will take them, but you do find them.
Money. And I'm just gonna like motion to the other two and just be like, yeah, let's fucking leave.
Right.
Yeah, I stash the book in my backpack and continue playing my shamisen.
Alright.
This time it's a little bit of a happier tone, just because.
I'm gonna probably lead the pack, or try to, because I think I'm in probably the best condition to lead.
Yeah,
I'm
with the highest AC and the highest health at the moment, it's probably the best idea.
I'm staying in the back, just to make sure if anything happens.
So
I'll just
Kyrie-
hand off my torch to Kyrie then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Your dancing lights are still active, by the way, Nyax.
Yeah, I can just recast them. They're a cantrip.
I would like to just make my way into the room I stay at a quick look in with the
Alright.
torch.
Same as before. There's a couple of torches. The embers seem to have died down a fair bit. There's a table in there. There's not a whole lot. This seems to be where they just hung out when they were mining and stuff. You can see like worn tread marks in the floor where it's had a lot of activity. That kind of S-shaped swivel up towards the top right of the room.
Can I like see where the trails lead?
Yeah, they just lead to another doorway, which
so
leads
not
to
the doorway what we had. The other doorway.
This is a new doorway.
Right. Okay. It leads to a new doorway. I guess I'll make myself like to the way of the table, which I guess is in the center of the room,
Yeah.
and basically just do a quick survey. If there's nothing there, move to the other doorway.
Yep. Which doorway?
The new one.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a short hallway which leads to a long room. It's got a couple of mine carts in it, but judging by the size of this cave, you don't think they ever really had a chance to use them. This seems to be more to take them from this way outside. As you can see, rail tracks that kind of go up and to the right.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if Ivani and Little Bit are following, but I'm just gonna
Yeah.
make my way.
I mean, I just follow Kyrie as she goes.
As you get to the top of the room, you notice that the doorway is a little bit wider and a little bit taller, but there doesn't seem to actually be a footpath. It just seems to be minecart tracks on the floor, and they kind of go straight along and then to the left. Are you just going to follow it around?
Would it be possible to ride the minecart
The
I mean,
wheels are very rusted. There are a lot of holes in them.
I'm gonna try and do it anyways with my phone.
I
Okay,
am not going anywhere near those tracks if Kyrie is riding them.
okay. You climb into the mine cart, and as you're getting in, like a bit of metal just kind of falls off the side and on the floor. Unfortunately, you're at the end of the minecart tracks. They're not automated, and the entire cave is on a slant. So if you want to use them, you are going to have someone push you all the way along them.
I'm not gonna do that because probably the only person who can push me, I'm not very fond of. I'm
Fair.
gonna just walk through, like over the tracks.
You, as you're following the tracks, you come across a room. This room has got bits of grass, flora slightly growing in it, and you can see daylight kind of beaming in from the back left of it.
Right.
And what did we see in the sort of area below all of this? In the...
This was like a minecart room.
Oh, okay, I see. Just minecarts.
Yeah, minecarts, old rusted bits of metal and stuff.
Well, I guess we make our way to the daylight.
Is that what you're all gonna do?
Yes.
As you get towards the left-hand side of the cavern, the daylight starts to beam in and get brighter and brighter. It's almost too bright because your eyes have kind of acclimated to the dark of the abandoned mine shaft. But you all step outside and you get hit with a nice cool breeze. You're currently at the top of a relatively large hill, and behind you are a lot of mountains and stuff. To your right, a little bit in the distance, you can see a small village. But from where you are at the moment, you can see like the ocean in the distance in front of you. A fair while off, but you can see it. And as you all come out, you hear a... There's a big stone slab covered in runes kind of closes off the entrance behind you, and the runes on it slowly fade and kind of outcrop a bit to make it look like a more natural rock wall until eventually it looks almost seamless with the mountainous area behind it.
How convenient.
The magic bitches are crazy.
I mean, right.
I'm gonna look around a bit and maybe roll a survival check to like try and set up camp somewhere.
I mean, you can see a small town to the right of you.
I did not know this.
I literally said it!
I have like -1 wisdom. Bear with me.
Minus 15.
What,
if anything.
IRL?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
like every day in my life, I need to make various wisdom checks throughout the day.
I can see how that goes.
Whoa.
The spice.
I know you hate me in game. You don't have to hate me in real life. Right.
Look, you.
I'm gonna, I guess, make my way towards civilization.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
follow.
And
Live
I am-
powder.
I'm first going to wrap that mask that I have with that red symbol. I'm going to wrap it up in some like cloth or something, like leaves or something, so it doesn't like stink up my whole backpack.
Yeah. Sure
And,
enough, you
yeah.
cover the mask of the black handprint in a bundle of rags.
And I guess while we're walking, I'm going to write somewhere in my notebook about all of this. Oh, that special book we just got, the one that
Yes.
like glimmers on the
Yes.
spine. I can't read anything out of it, can I?
It's empty.
Empty, just empty.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
So as you're trudging along, the ground here doesn't seem to be trod on whatsoever. It's pretty empty. Obviously, you've got the sea breeze kind of blasting up. It's not as intense as a salty smell as it was in like Basin or anything like that, but you can still smell the salt in the air. You can kind of see the treetops of the continent that you're in at the moment, the Marquis of Beaked. You can see like the treetops and the heat kind of emanating off it. You are relatively high up. You kind of follow the mountain ridge along, and you come across a little, what looks to be an old mining village just in the middle of there. There are a couple of stone and wooden houses, not a whole lot to go off. There is stone pathways, like pretty smooth stone pathways, which you start to tread on, and you can see a dwarven man slowly making his way from one end of the town to the other. pushing himself across on a wheelchair. It's like the wheels are made completely out of stone and wood. The seat seems slightly cushioned, but it just looks to be a dwarven man, big, like scraggly brown beard with a couple of flecks of grey in it. His hair's kind of long and shaggy, but like roughly tied back. He's got kind of a grizzled face. Yeah.
So what's this man doing?
He's just wheeling his way from one end of the town to the other, heading towards one of the bigger buildings.
I guess I call out to him, and I say, "Dear man, no, dear man, dear person. How do I say this?
It's entirely up to you how you say it.
Yeah, just I don't think Ovanis ever really like met a lot of dwarves in his life, so." Excuse me, good sir. Could you help us out? We're just traveling along, and can you tell us about this little town that we just come across?
He kind of perks his head up a bit and uses his right hand to like turn his wheelchair around. And then he looks at you, kind of slowly making your way into the town, like on the outskirts of it now, and goes, "Oi, hello there! My name is Thrimmel. How may I be of service?"
Good day, Tremel. My name is Ovani, and
Nice
I'm
to
here with
meet
my friends. Nice to meet you too.
What lovely friends you have.
I'm just gonna give him like a little, like, shallow bow.
Polite ones as well at that.
I'm gonna slowly put my sword back in its and unready my shield apprehensively.
I'm glad you see me as not a threat. That
I'm gonna pull out my sword
strangely
again.
comforting for a man in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Not that I couldn't kick your ass in battle. It's just, they're not built quite right yet. We have a lot of wobbles at the moment. He kind of looks at you, goes, "Is this the first time you've seen a wheelie chair?"
A really chair?
A wheelie chair.
I'm gonna just
Wheelie
say
chair.
telepathically to Kyrie, from the way we act, you think it's the first time we've ever met anyone. Just roll my eyes and just carry on with what we were doing.
Why yes, I've never seen something like this before.
Aye, it's a marvel of modern ingenuity, it is.
Oh, fantastic.
For people like myself and people in capitals and such, it really allows us to get about. I had an unfortunate accident when I was younger. I was in the mountains trying to collect some beautiful flowers. You would not believe the kind of flowers you get going in the mountains. And I slipped and fell on my back. Awful bruise. Terrible, terrible bruise. Couldn't feel a fucking thing though.
Oh, my apologies. That must have been terrible. Truly terrible. terrible.
Aye, it was. But here I am, and here you are. So how can I help you?
Well, first of all, what's this town called? I've never been here before.
You've never been here? Well, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. We don't get many visitors in Fayponwal.
So, sir, how long have you lived in Fayponwal?
I beg your fucking pardon.
Fayponwal. Fayponwal. Fayponwal.
Aye.
Okay.
Well, I've lived here all my life. My father lived here before me, and his father before him. Not an awful lot to do, which is why I run the local tavern. If you're injured, as you quite appear to
He's
be,
gonna
I'm not
point
sure
to my
how,
back and just nod.
there's not a whole lot of things to injure you this high up. Speaking of which, where did you folks come from?
I'm just gonna point to the hole in where we came out of the fucking cave.
Oh no, that cave closed.
I'm just gonna point to wherever
Climbed
we came
down the
out.
mountain?
Just shake my head and just like point my finger down and then point at the thing.
This one's cryptic, you see. That is a good one. It's a good one.
Right.
I'm just gonna
No,
say in
not much
I'm just
to
gonna
do.
say sorry in Ovani's voice.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna take lead and just say, not much doesn't matter, but we're quite gravely injured and we were attacked before we came here. We're just looking for some place to settle down and...
Did you deal with the people who attacked you?
People? You mean creatures?
Aye, the things that attacked you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good.
Of course.
Last thing we need is trouble here in Fayponwal.
Don't worry, we took care of them.
Good. Well, if you are who you say you are, which is the people that dealt with intruders of Fayponwal, and you're injured, I can offer you a glass of mead and a good night's sleep at my tavern.
That would be very
That would
nice.
be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Yes. Why? Thank you.
I would absolutely love for you to come and spend the night at the Gentle Delilah.
You killed Breeze,
What
I
seems
see.
to be the problem? It's not the name
Nothing.
you'd expect of a tavern run by a dwarf.
It sounds more like a brothel, so.
Well, that's on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay. What is it today?
Today is a Thursday, unfortunately.
Okay, thank God.
In a very defeated version of Ovani's voice, please, sleep.
Well, if it's a night's rest you'll be needing, I have 3 rooms available. Will you be wanting food as well? I'm assuming as much.
I'm just gonna nod.
I just have a massive bag of jerky, which I'm gonna snack on, so probably not.
Yeah, I reply. Food would be wonderful. Yes. We could really use some time and some food to
Do you
heal up.
do you partake in meat, or are you more of a vegetable person?
Oh, I eat everything. Well, not everything, but you know.
You want to be careful saying that kind of thing. People might get a bit weird about it.
Oh, I've seen
Especially
some
on
things. Yeah.
Tuesdays.
No, shut the fuck up, Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Losing my mind.
Well, how does this sound? You spend the night at my tavern. How long will you be staying in Fayponwal, if you don't mind me asking?
Definitely not 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely not 5 days.
I like the fact that you also have to count on your fingers. That's why everything at the Gentle Delilah only costs a single silver. We're a small tavern. We don't get much business. So we like to keep things fair for everyone.
I
Does
just
every-
want to pay up front for me a little bit.
I'm not asking for payment. Merely an observation that you also have to count with your fingers. We don't have much of an education. The system is
Me
Distraught.
too. Me too.
well. I'm simply saying that should you decide to stay more than 1 day, I will have to start charging ye.
As I said, I have payment up front.
How long are you planning on staying? Just so I can work it out how much silver I'll be needing.
We'll just stay 3 days as a benchmark. I can't guarantee that we will spend the night for the 3 days, but I just plan to have a backup like a backup place to put my head.
I'm gonna just give Kyrie all of the money I have, which
Okay,
isn't a
how
lot,
much is that?
but it's her 9 gold, and my 33 copper.
Thank you for giving me back some of my money.
I'm just gonna say telepathically to her, I'm sorry, I will pay you back.
As you're doing
But,
this, he pulls out a little pipe and a little red gem and kind of puts the red gem in the end of the pipe to light it and puts it back in his pocket and kind of just starts. Well, the Gentle Delilah hasn't got much, but our food is top notch and our bed's the comfiest in, well, until the next town, but don't
Good
tell the
enough.
travelers that.
Good enough.
Good
If you're
enough
planning
indeed.
on staying 3 nights, then you seem like alright folks. I'll only charge you 3 silver, and I'll throw in your meals and booze. Assuming you're not planning on drinking me out of the house.
I'll just hand over the free silver what I got from the dungeon.
Very beaten up, worn silver, but silver nonetheless. Cash is cash is cash is cash. He kind of pockets it and goes, well,
Why is everyone insane?
come along then.
Why are there no normal people?
I'll take you along. He kind of wheels himself up into the tavern. Everything in Fayponwal is like pretty flat, considering it's a mountainside. village. They seem to have built it on a little plateau that has covered it. He kind of wheels himself in. There's one or two people sat there drinking. They're just regular humans, kind of a bit weathered from working out in the sun and stuff. They're just sat enjoying their ale.
Is there any music or music or instruments or like poems being read?
No, it's pretty quiet in here at the moment.
Well then.
There are windows. I say windows, it's not so much glass as it is like spaces between the wood that have been intentionally put there that kind of look out off the edge of the plateau and kind of show a beautiful scene of the Marquis of Beat. He kind of wheels himself behind the desk, which is relatively low. And he goes, right then, for the masked one, I was thinking maybe slow roasted vegetables and a lovely bit of beef. For you, my little beaked friend, perhaps, he kind of like scratches the back of his head and puffs on his pipe a little bit more and he goes, well, what do you fancy?
I'm just gonna shrug and say, I don't mind.
He kind of holds out like both of his hands and he goes, I can see that you struggle with words. We have someone like that in our town too, another Kenku. Also, had terrible luck lately, but they can't really talk about it too much, being a Kenku and all.
Just gonna shrug and nod my head.
He kind of holds out both of his hands and he goes, well, shake your right hand if you would prefer meat, shake your left hand if you would prefer vegetables. Does that make things a little bit easier for you?
Just nod and shake both hands.
Right, meat and vegetables it is. I'll do you the same dish. And, you, my winged friend, what can I get you?
I would really like if you would just give me some vegetables on a plate which I can have with this jerky.
That I can do. Do you want them roasted or stewed or how would you like them?
Maybe if I give you the beef jerky, could you make it into a stew?
Aye, that I could do. Wouldn't last as long with it being jerky and all, but I can throw you together a stew.
That's fine. I'll just hand over the bag of stew.
Yeah.
Bag of stew.
Bag of stew in your bag, how's that?
Bag.
Soggy bag.
Dripping with stew.
I've got a few handfuls of loose stew in pockets.
I hand over the bag of beef jerky. There we go.
It's Wolfjack. He kind of looks at it and opens it up and sniffs it and then pulls out a little knife and cuts a bit off and chews on it and goes, I think I have a flavour combination that might work perfect with this. Picks it up and puts it on the side of his wheelchair where the two arms are. There's like two little wooden boxes so that you can carry stuff around.
Oh,
He kind of sits it in the wooden box and he goes, that'll be about an hour, but until then, can I get you anything to drink? First lot's on the house.
I'm just gonna pull out my notebook and write juice or water, please.
We have some gorgeous milk. Fresh if you'd like it.
Just shrugging. It's just, yeah, alright, fine. Yeah, sure.
Kengus have got to drink a lot of milk to keep their beak strong. Last thing you want is a broken beak.
That's a
I've
very
seen it
strange
happen.
sentence.
It's terrifying to watch happen. I feel so
I'm
sorry.
just gonna very, very scared. Just say, okay.
And for you two, what would you like to drink?
Oh, anything really? Just some ale if you have some.
Aye, ale, we've got that. By golly, we've got that. Shit that'll knock your socks off. Assuming you're wearing socks, that is.
I do not.
I'm gonna look down my
Chuckles
clawed
himself.
feet like, oh.
He chuckles to himself and wheels off and comes back with a tankard of milk that's got a flour sitting on top of it and two tankards of ale. Also, a different flour from the milk. And he goes, it's a Gentle Delilah specialty. The flowers. You see, we have a lot of flowers growing around the mountains. They provide delicious aftertastes to food. So the milk one has got a flower on it that amplifies the flavor of it and makes it a little bit sweeter without actually having any sweetness in it. And the one for the ale makes it a hell of a lot less bitter. Because, my gosh, the bitterness is It's almost nightmarish sometimes. But
Do I recognize
you-
these flowers?
I haven't fucking made the flowers, so no.
Well, if they taste so sweet, maybe I would have heard of them.
I'm gonna just thank him again, chug half the milk, and then go and sit at a table and just lay my head on the table and just try not to cry. Still very much in pain.
After about half an hour, you can hear him clanking around in the kitchen.
my
Kind of.
drink.
What?
Oh, my drink. No.
You can hear him kind of singing quite happily to himself. You kind of hear him go, "Oh shite!" and he wheels out quite rapidly, and comes up to the table that you're on. He's like, I don't mean to intrude. Your friend's in pain, correct?"
I'm gonna lift my head up and nod.
He goes, I've got just the thing for that. Give me one moment. I've just got to go about 3 houses down. Just give me one moment. And he kind of wheels past the push open doors and comes back 5 minutes later with a little clay vial with like a green paste in it. And he puts it down. He goes, "One of you rub that on the wound. That's healing root salve. It's really, really good for wounds. Disinfects them all completely. That would restore 4, just standard, 4 HP to you.
Ooh, nice.
There's a lot of healing roots that grow in the around here. A very strange-looking root, gnarled and very light green. You may have seen them on your travels, even. Not a lot of people use them because not a lot of people just want to chew on bark. But if you've got the know-how, you can make a mighty fine healing salve with them. Well, back to making your food.
I'm gonna
He kind of
thank him again
wheeled off
as he
again.
wheels off.
Yeah, I
Oh.
would have guessed that maybe Ovani would have rubbed that on his wound, on the little bird's wound.
Another half an hour later, he comes back. He's got like a long tray over the front of his wheelchair now, and he's wheeling himself over to you very gently. In front of Ivani and Little Bird, he puts down a rather sizable plate with chopped, boiled and roasted tomatoes with little bits of garlic mixed in with it, some roasted carrots and parsnips and stuff like that, and then a big slab cut into slices with a drizzling of like a floury gravy over the edge of it of beef. He kind of slaps that down in front of both of you and he goes, "And your stew will be just a moment longer. The wolf jerky wasn't the best made, but we did the best we could." And he wheels off and comes back, still tray desk thing on lap, and plants that in front of you, Kyrie, and he goes, "Now what we've done here, do excuse me if I ramble a bit, we took your jerky and we marinated it in honey from the bees that we find further down the mountain, just to soften all the meat, make it really, really tender." What's wrong?
Thank you, Food Network representative.
We then slowly roasted it to give it a slight bit of caramelization, whilst also allowing the honey to do its work. Now, instead of doing a stew, we've gone more of a spice route due to the type of jerky it is. We've used a number of spices and fresh yogurt and turned it into a beautiful, warm vegetable and jerky. I think we'll call it a curry.
I'd like to just say, as he's been talking, I have finished eating. Just shoved it all in my face and just.
He kind of
My
plants it.
my food is now cooled.
He's planted it in front of you, and it's this gorgeous golden color. There's bits of vegetable kind of sat at the top. You can see chunks of dark caramelized, super tender wolf jerky strewn throughout it, and there's like a dark swirl almost of spices with a lavender sprig and another beautiful like white and purple flower resting on the side of the bowl.
If this is that beautiful, would eating it give me inspiration?
Mm.
For the rest of the day, yeah.
Oh, we're not doing. Okay, sleeping bags.
You sleep really well.
I'm literally gonna eat my food as fast as humanly possible, and then
Understandable.
and then just like burp Just let out the fucking biggest burp.
Aye, that's the way to do it. Save nothing for the mice.
And I'm gonna
just-
thank him again, and then pull out my notebook again and write, please, I need to sleep.
Right, if it's a bed you'll be needing, we can sort that. If you'd like to wait around a little bit, we have a poetry reading by Dusk. But if not, I can show you to the rooms that you will be sleeping in.
Just gonna point to the page again.
I really want to stay to the poetry because I want to see what fucking robs of the room.
I've got to meditate with my sword as well as sleep and try and heal.
Oh, I'm staying for the poem and to play
Okay.
music with the
Oh
poem.
shit, I'm gonna have to fucking bring up a poem generator. Yeah, sure enough, he kind of opens another push door to the left of the counter and wheels in, and you can see 4 doors, all with locks. And he kind of pulls a key out and he goes, "This one's for you. I hope it's to your liking. We've got fresh flowers in the rooms, a lovely breeze that comes in. Not too cold, not too warm. You can smell the sea from here, whilst also getting those beautiful fragrances of the jungle below." And as he opens the door, it's a really well-made bed. You can see a couple of bits of straw poking out here and there. The walls, everything looks really clean and really nice.
I mean, I'm literally just gonna thank him and then lay face first into the bed and just go to sleep.
He kind of chuckles and closes the door and he goes, "I'll lock the door and slide your key under." And he locks the door and slides the key under. Wheels back out and kind of sits behind the desk, puffing on his pipe a bit more. And he looks at Ivani and Kyrie and he goes, "Can I get you anything while you wait?"
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I guess not. No, thank you. And I guess Ovani would also be playing his music still now.
He kind of sits there and closes his eyes and leans back in his chair and lets out a relaxing sigh and goes, "Your music, it's beautiful. Where did you learn it?"
Ah, right, thank you. It's native, you could say, to my people. I come from a very, very isolated place. It's very cold where I live.
Ah, quite the difference to hear then.
Yes. I've traveled quite a way. But I bring my music everywhere, and I also learn a couple of tales from other places. And then Ovani starts playing a more elvish tale, sort of elvish music. I don't know what it would be, but sort of maybe lighter tones.
He kind of sits there and he sighs and he goes, "You know, I've always wanted to travel, but not everywhere is built for the wheelie chairs, fortunately. Although we used to get quite a few travellers in Fayponwal a while back." And he pulls out a big buck and slaps it on your desk. And he goes, "I ask, it's a pet project, if you will, travellers that have seen distant places that I might not get to see, if they could do a little drawing or such in this book of the most delightful place they've seen." And as you flick through, there's some really gorgeous, almost painted, picturesque pieces of grand cities and beautiful Sahara deserts and stuff. There's some that aren't so beautifully drawn, but you can tell that the person was putting a lot of interest into them. And as you flick through, there are some blank pages that just say "leave me alone" and stuff like that. He kind of chuckles and goes, "Well, some people aren't too friendly, but you can't have them all. I'm sure that eventually when they find something that ignites that passion within them, they may come back and draw a piece for me then. Can I interest either of you in drawing a piece for me?"
Why, yes, I would love to. And after seeing all these beautiful pictures and beautiful drawings, Avani would be very motivated to draw something.
He kind of keeps peering over as you're drawing and smiling to himself. What do you end up drawing?
He said the most beautiful place there is.
Aye, the most beautiful place that you've seen, or something that means a lot to you that you wouldn't necessarily get here in Fayponwal.
Ooh.
Sorry, I would like to draw like a really bad scuffed stick figure drawing of you fighting a bear, and it's got little sections like a comic.
He looks at it and smiles and nods his head and kind of pats you on the back, and he's like, "I like that one. It's got character." I can tell that Although you may not be the best artist, none of us are, and I can tell it means a lot to you. Thank you for sharing your experience with me.
I sort of lean over and I say, I would bet my money on the bear.
He kind of looks at Kyrie and looks at the drawing and looks at Kyrie and looks at the drawing and goes, I'm more in favour of the paying customer.
Fair enough, actually, yeah.
Come to think of it, I never got your names.
Name's Kyrie. Can I order a drink by any chance?
Aye, a drink, I can get you that.
Can I have a drink what will make me forget problems, specifically 6'5" problems?
He kind of looks at Ovani at the corner of his eye and he goes, lover's quarrel, I can sort that. And he wheels off and comes back with another tankard of the same ale, but without the flour in it this time. He goes,
Nice.
try that.
Okay, I will try the ale.
Make a constitution save.
19.
Oh yeah, it's very, very bitter and somehow significantly stronger than the last lot. But you swill it down, and he looks at you and goes, "Oh, you don't see that every day, do you?" Well, that was the stuff that I've been keeping for my personal collection. I hope you liked it. I figured you shared something with me, I'll share something with you.
Brilliant.
What did you think of it?
Very bitter.
I told you to do that without the flour.
But yeah, this should do the trick. Can I have another one?
I don't necessarily have a lot left, but
I could ship you some gold for your trouble.
gold? He kind of looks a bit shocked and he goes, well, I might be able to part with a bottle for gold, but are you sure, friend? The gold is an awful lot round these parts.
It's the least I could do for you, since you've guaranteed our safety and comfort for the next few days at least. I just like the flick of gold these way.
He kind of catches it out the air and looks at it almost in awe, just like, well, it's been a fair while since I've seen gold. Gosh, the last time had to have been when the Royal Guard swung by almost 5 years ago. Not much goes on in Fayponwal, so the currency just seems to circulate around itself. And a lot of the time we do things for ourselves or for others free of charge. And he kind of reaches down beneath like a clothed section of his wheelchair and pulls out a bottle. It's like an old school Coca-Cola bottle size, and he plonks it down. It's got a cork in it, and it looks like it had a sticker, but the sticker has been very worn. And he goes, for the gold, I'll share this with you. This is a brew me grandfather made almost 300 years ago. Would you mind if I told you a tale while we partook in his ale?
Of course. It's the least I could do.
Well, 300 odd years ago, Fayponwal used to be a quaint little mining town. Although, to this day, it is a quaint little town, just minus the mining. And he chuckles to himself after the joke that he made and goes, well, my grandfather used to be a bit of an adventurer. Used to procure these lands for strange and delectable things, where I learned to cook myself. He was adventuring in the jungles one day. He came upon this glorious mushroom. Must have been yay big, and he kind of stretches out his arms to be like the size of the table. Beautiful, beautiful golden sheen on the top. The bottom crumbly, like toasted bread almost. And the aroma that this thing would emit. Oh, it would madden the mind with thoughts. But this mushroom was too big for my grandfather to carry on his own, being a dwarf. Although we're stocky, looks can be deceiving sometimes when you're trying to carry a mushroom the size of a dining table. Now this mushroom, my grandfather would come back to it year after year after day after day. 15 years later, my grandfather was going back to that same mushroom. Simply for the smell of it alone would relax the entire body after a hard day's work, going and just sitting by it. One day my grandfather goes down to the mushroom. The mushroom's gone. There's the stump of where it was, been cleaved clean off. And oh, how my grandfather wept. He wept for so long. But it wasn't until about 5 years later he went back there. He saw tiny, tiny little sprouts with the same golden hue all around it. And he realized there and then that even if you take something away, even if it means the world to somebody, if someone takes it, that doesn't mean you should give up hope. Because as small as and insignificant as those little mushrooms were, they filled my grandfather's heart with hope. So remember, even if something important is taken from you, keep holding out hope for it. Although it might not be the same, something that will fill your heart with hope again will surely replace it. And he kind of takes another swig of his bottle and places it down.
I guess Kyrie kind of does like a, bitch, I'm not crying. Yeah. Kyrie goes, that was beautiful.
Aye.
Sort of like thing, and tries to like recover herself, but it's a very, very, very compelling story. It was definitely like
Beautiful tale. Beautiful.
that was
Thank
a crit on Kyrie.
He kind of looks outside and sees that the sun is like slowly setting, illuminating all the treetops with this beautiful orange glow, and he goes, I think it's about time for the poetry to start. And as he says that, the doors kind of swing open. This female, rather young female dragonborn, beautiful, ornate, but quite small frill around her neck, dirty blue scales, not so much the scales themselves are dirty, more just they have a dirty blue color. They are actually reflecting the orange light slightly from the sun. She's got quite a sharp-featured face and a couple of piercings along her right ear that have got a chain looping around them. And she goes, I am Quathant, and I will be telling you a tale today. And she sits down on a stool and like rests her feet up. And she goes, this tale came to me in my sleep. As I was resting today in my room at the tavern, a beautiful aroma hit my nostrils. The aroma of stew. And she kind of clears her throat and like rests her hand down. And she's like, is there anyone here who can play music?
Ovani raises his hands.
She points at you and she goes, wonderful. Would you mind playing a uplifting melody, if you're able? I don't want to pressure you too much.
Oh, why yes, of course. I can do that and accompany your beautiful poem.
She kind of gets the feel for the music and goes, this is my slam poetry stew. How happy is the delicious soup? Does the soup make you... And she kind of breathes in and rolls her fingers across her neck seductively and goes, shiver. Does it? The brew that is tangy, above all others within is the marinade. Down, down, down into the darkness of the marinade. Gently it flows, lemon-like, lemony and sourish. And when I think of the meat, I see fried meat, but not fried meat like we used to. Obscure fried meat. Down, down, down into the saltiness of the meat. Gently they go to the stew. The boastful, the insightful, the immense. A stew. And she like rolls her hand and bows.
Just clapping.
That was
More-
made with
more
a
crying.
poem generator.
more crying. Kyrie's just broken at this point. So beautiful.
And as she was saying that, the sun has almost finished setting. There's just a little bit of golden light peeking in. Thrimmel is going around and lighting torches of the same little red gem. He presses them against the end of them. They kind of spitter and then light up. the room has got a beautiful, warm feeling to it now. And he goes, "Thank you, Quaffant. That will be all for tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've all enjoyed your night. I myself will be going to bed. I'd appreciate if you didn't help yourself to the booze again." And you kind of hear a couple of people cackle and laugh. And he's like, "And I shall see you all tomorrow." And he kind of waves at everyone and leaves off. And he goes, "Oh, and for the two that are staying the night," he kind of sets 2 keys on the table and he goes, "You'll be room 2 and room 4. Thank you kindly." And he kind of wheels himself off.
Right.
Slow,
I guess I'll
slow clap.
take the 2 and just head straight to their bedroom.
As you enter your room, laid on your desk, it looks to be somewhat used. You find a map of the continent that you're currently in, although it seems to be quite worn and has seen some damage in its time. But it's a map of the continent that you're in nonetheless. And next to it is a little note from Thrimmel that says, "Thank you for your patronage. I know it's not the best map in the world. After listening to my story about my grandfather, I think it's only fitting that you receive his map."
Ah,
Oh, nice. That's cute.
I'll like wrap it up and like reach into my explorer's pack where I guess I have like a little bit of string, and I'll just tie it
Yeah.
and just put it in there.
Easily enough done. And with everyone safely asleep in bed, I'd like you all to roll initiative. No.
That would
everyone
be
safely
cool.
asleep
Fighting in
in-
our dreams. That would be dope.
With everyone safely asleep in bed, I'd like to thank you for joining me for today's session. I hope you've all had a wonderful time, both players and listeners. That's right. And I will catch you all in the next time. Goodbye, friends. I hope you've enjoyed today's session.